Hey you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing Tamar Get Your Life episode 1. They're actually on episode 3 right now, but I was going to just start with 3, but I'm like, no, let me just go back and do 1, 2, and then 3, and then we'll be caught up because I can't half-ass do Tamar. Number 1, I'm 100% a Tamartian. Me and Tamar was born on the same day, so we think alike, we see each other, we feel each other. So I can't do my girl like that. Gotta do all her shows, do the recaps, and this show is really really good. So I don't mind doing it because I love it. Period. All right, so boom, we start from take 1. Tamar basically she introduces it by saying, she's known as this big reality TV star, this big personality, but it's only people only know what the network and stuff have shown of her. They don't really know the real her. She says how she lost everything. She hit rock bottom the last few years. She lost her husband, she lost her house, she lost her family, she lost herself. So now she's picking the pieces up of her life, putting them back together, and she wants to be in control of the narrative of her own story. She said, hey, Snow White did it, Cinderella did it, Pretty Woman did it, so I'm going to do it too. She said, having a good day is a choice, which is so true because you choose to have a good day. You could choose to have a good day, you could choose to have a bad day. And like every day when I wake up, I'm like, today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna not let anything negative affect me. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna be depressed. I'm not gonna be sad. I'm gonna be, you gotta speak these things in like it's a choice. You choose if you have the mindset of then you sad and stuff like that. Then that's what your day is gonna be like. And so yeah, you choose to have an amazing day, and that's what she chooses to have. So she goes and she meets with Mona, and basically she's telling Mona, about how she was with Vince, and Vince was like her husbander for the last couple of years, like her whole career basically. And she was like, that's a husbander was basically like, going to work at your cubicle, and then when you get off, you take your whole cubicle, put it in the car, drive home, take the cubicle, put it in your living room, and sit there. And that's basically a husbander because you never get to get away from work. Work is never over because you have to go home with your work. When you're with your husband at work, and then when you go home, you're still with your husband and you're still arguing about work. You go to sleep arguing about work, you wake up arguing about work, and you never get a break from it. And sometimes it'll get too much and too overwhelming, and you'll lose yourself in it, you'll lose your marriage in it, and that's basically what happened to them. So she was basically, like I said, telling Mona how she lost it all. She was at rock bottom. She lost her dreams. She lost her hope. She lost her sense of reality. She lost every girlfriend that she thought she had. And she was like, this TV show is not just a TV show, but it's about her finding herself and, depending on her own self. Because she said she depended on everybody her whole life. She depended on her family. She depended on her sister. She depended on her husband. And she was like, now it's time to give her a shot. It's time to give Tamar a shot for her, give herself a chance to, control and the narrative of her life. And yeah, she basically, like I said, yeah, she wants to control her own narrative. And Mona, she's like, okay, I'm going to help you do that, but I want you to promise me that when things get hard, when things get tough, when you hit rock bottom, when you're at your lowest place, you won't shut us out. You will still let the cameras come in and be able to catch that, because that's what this whole process is about. Basically saying, yeah, we need to get you, even when you are at your lowest point, we still need to film all this stuff because we need to get this on camera so we get these ratings and get this money. Because you know Mona's about the money. So that scene cuts off, and then it goes to taco night at David house, and basically they're having taco Tuesdays at David house, his apartment at the Ritz-Carlton. And you know they have catered like taco, and there's a house full of people, everybody's there drinking tequila and eating tacos and all that good stuff. And she basically was like, yeah, she's been dating David for like 18 months. And she was like, is some people could, you meet some people and they could bring out the worst in you. You meet some people and they could bring out the best in you. And then some people, they can bring out they can make you see who you really are and make you change for the better. So basically she's saying David was the last two. So she also told David that she talked to Mona earlier, and she was like, she seen Mona's spirit, and that was like refreshing to her. She was like, you know how you see somebody and you don't see them for themselves, you see like their spirit. She seen that with Mona, so that was like refreshing. And I know she's talking when she says that when I see somebody or I meet somebody, sometimes I could, see their like in like their their spirit, their energy. You're not just seeing like the physical person, but you see like their aura. And some people have good ones, some people have bad ones, and you gotta learn to stay away from the bad ones and the negative ones. But yeah. So then the next scene, she's meeting Goalie. Now Goalie is a dream worker, and she's a dream worker for a whole bunch of celebrities, a whole bunch of like actors and directors, famous people. She does this dream work for. Now, dream work is like you dream, and then you connect to like your conscience, and and she helps enlighten you on it, so you can uplift yourself to be your to your highest potential. So basically, you have a dream and you tell her about it, and basically, she helps you interpret the dream, and it helps you do the work on the inside, with your subconscious and stuff like that. It's actually really cool. Like, I like Goldie. I like, what she does. Um, I think that is going to help. So, we'll see. So she tells Tamar that when they do the dream practicing, that she can't have any sex, she can't drink any alcohol or smoke any marijuana or anything, because you have to be at your most purest self when you do this dream work exercise. And because you want your dreams to be pure, you don't want it to be like tampered or affected by anything. So you can't, like I said, have sex, alcohol, or any type of drugs. So after she talks to Goldie, she's like, okay, Goldie, you want to come to the studio with me? And Goldie like, okay. So they go to the studio and they meet up with Jay White, which is this producer. The big producer. He worked with Nas, he worked with TLC, he worked with Jay-Z, he worked with like all these big people. So yeah, she sits down and she's talking with Jay White, and she's basically telling him like, Jay White, I need to let you know something about me. Like, I'm super, super shy. She was like, I don't really like singing in front of people. I don't really like even writing in front of people. Like I even have to write like by myself, and then I'm scared to even like sing it in front of the people. She was like, and he was like, that's crazy or whatever. But like I said, her being with Vince, she was so used to not really having to go to the studio and stuff like that, because they had a studio at their house, and she never really worked with any producers or anything like that because everything went through Vince. So she never had to, this is her first time like really creating music on her own and like actually working with real producers and other people and stuff like that. So she, she's just giving a disclaimer of, that she's a little shy and that she can't be around any smoke. So like the studio they was in, and I guess people smoking there, so she can't be around any smoke or whatever. So the next scene, she goes with David and she sits down with David and she's telling David about Goalie and that she's going to be doing this dream work stuff. And she tells him, like, yeah, that she can't have sex and alcohol and stuff for like the next 45 days. So he gets upset, like, what? You can't have sex for 45 days or whatever. And I'm like, David, you'll be all right. You 45 days, you'll go 45 days without having sex. It's for the best for Tamar. You'll be okay. Y'all shouldn't be having sex anyway. Y'all ain't married. So he was like making a big deal about the sex part. And then he also was saying like he's such a born again 100% strict Christian. So he was like he doesn't know Goalie and like what she does, but he's like skeptical about it because he doesn't know if it's like some type of witchcraft or voodoo or anything like that, and he think it's something like satanic, which is nothing like that. Like I said, it's dealing with dreams and your subconscious, and it's going by energy and stuff like that, and that doesn't have anything to do with the devil. So Tamar's trying to tell him that, but like I said, he's still kind of having his, you know, he's not kind of feeling it. He's not feeling, the sex part. He's not feeling, thinking that Goalie is a witch. So basically, the next scene, Jay White comes and basically they go to he sets up the studio at Tamar's house so they could start, trying to record a song. So Tamar, she's complaining. She's saying that her throat is hoarse, her voice is kind of gone, and then she runs and she goes into the room and she calls David and she's like, yes, my voice is hoarse and they want me to sing and I don't know if I could do it and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that just is showing me that dependency, like that you had to run and call David, like is like I said, but that's Pisces. We are like that. We cling on to our partner, we cling on to whoever, and we kind of like depend on them for everything. Like we can't do anything without the other person, and sometimes we have to break that mind cycle and just do things for ourselves and like just be our own person. But it's hard for Pisces to do that because, like I said, we are submissive and we are clingy and we are needy and all those things. Like I said, Pisces, y'all will already understand all of this stuff that I'm saying. But yeah. So Tamar, she goes back out and she goes on the mic and she sings a couple verses, and to me she sounded amazing, but they played it back for her and she was like she didn't like it. She didn't like how she sounds. She sound hoarse. To me, like I said, it was just a whole bunch of distractions and she kept like doing everything else but what she needed to do, which was record this song. So she ends up getting frustrated. She shuts down production and she's like, yeah, my voice is not good. I can't really talk. I can't give my opinion about anything. So I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all. and bitch basically kicked him out, and that was done. So the next day, she gets up and she had a dream. So she calls Goldie to the house so Goldie could help her interpret the dream. So basically, the dream, she said that she went to this party and she seen Tyler Perry at the party. And she said Tyler Perry was like, "Oh, what's up, Tamar Braxton? Like, what's up, or whatever." So she like, "Oh, hey, Tyler Perry, or whatever." So she said that she went and gave him a hug. And she was like, after the hug, they was like boyfriend and girlfriend, basically, like, because it was like one of them type of hugs like that, like that, ooh, that strong with that embrace, like. And like I said, that's what I think. Pisces, we're like that. Like, we could meet you in like one day and we already in our head be like, oh, we go together and we about to be married with a house in the hill and have 2 kids and all this other stuff and don't even know you. But like I said, we just connect real fast. If we feel like that energy, feel that connection, then we like you. If we like you, we like you, and it doesn't take not long for us to get there. Like, we ready to say I do in a week. So yeah, she's telling after her and Tyler Perry basically is boyfriend or girlfriend after that. So she goes to Tyler Perry's house, and it's a woman there, and she's like, "What's this woman doing here?" Like, so she immediately goes into the Tamar going off. Who is this? Like, why you got this girl up in here? Like, who was this or whatever? And she was like, Tyler Perry was trying to explain who she was, but Tamar was just steady going off, so he didn't really get a chance to explain who the lady was. So next thing you know, they're in the car and they're like speeding. They're going down this like slope, and she's still going off on him like, "Oh, you got me up," and da 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 da. And then like right before they crash, she hops out of the car and then she wakes up. So Goldie has her. She basically was like, okay, Tyler Perry. That stood for like a big household name. It wasn't like really like she was gonna be with Tyler Perry, but it stood for a household name, like she or somebody, you know, uh, big, lots of money, whatever. That's probably what Tamar, looks or see herself being with somebody like that can take care of her, that can, do all these things. That's how Pisces are too. Like, we have to be taken care of. We have to be, like, we are, like I said, the submissive type people in a relationship. So we have to be with somebody that's like stable, financial, all of that stuff, because that's just what we look for. And yeah, we're very dependent and stuff like that. So she tells Tamar to close her eyes and to imagine, that she's talking to Tyler Perry and ask him the questions that she wanted to ask about, like the girl and stuff like that, and whatever first come to her mind, that would be her subconscious telling her what this dream meant or whatever. So she really closed her eyes. She's like tapped into it, and she's like, "Who is the girl?" And basically, he said, "It's the help." She was like, "It's the help." So she was like, "Well, what is she help? What is she helping do? Like, what is she here to help do?" So he was like, "She's here. She's here to help you." And she's like, "She's here to help me do what or whatever." And she was like, then she like kind of breaks down and she starts crying because she really start things. So Goldie comes to her. She's like, "What is it?" She was like, "Do you know what he was there? I mean, what she was there for?" And Tamar was like, "Yes, I know exactly what she was there for, or whatever. Why she was there." So basically, the lady was an angel, and Tyler Perry was saying that the angel was there to like protect her, to watch over her, or whatever. And like clearly she's going through Tamar, like whatever she's thinking and stuff is like some deep stuff because she's crying and all this stuff. And like Goldie's trying to like get her to, you know, let it out piece by piece, but Tamar, like it gets a little too much for her, so she gets up and she goes in the bathroom, she shuts the door. So Goldie goes to the producers and she's like, I think that we had enough. Like we could, you know, kind of cut with the film and with the cameras and stuff, because you know she's, you know, starting to put the pieces together with her life, and we're like having a breakthrough with the DreamWorks stuff. So the producers is like, well, we want to get that on camera or whatever like that. So Tamar, she ends up coming out the bathroom, and then she sits down, and then she's talking to Goldie, and she's like, hold on, Goldie. So she's like, Goldie, sit back for a second. So she was like, she's talking to the cameras and the producer. She's like, she said, now I done gave y'all my whole life, the last 13 years of my life. I gave y'all everything y'all wanted. Even I shared everything with y'all, even the birth of my child. She said, but this ain't for y'all. Some things is just for yourself. And she get up, she start crying, she run out. So they running after her. They like, Tamar, Tamar. She like, bye y'all. All right, y'all. Bye y'all. And bitch, basically, she's over it. She's done. Cut. And that's the end of the first episode. So yes, I want you guys to please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video. Like I said, I'm going to be putting out more and more content. Share this video on Facebook and whatever that you can share it to. And yeah, help me build this up. I just started this channel like a couple days ago, so like I said, just bear with me, and I'm going to be doing all type of fun stuff on the channel. And yeah, you guys don't want to miss it. So I will see you guys on the next video.